How common do you think repetitive strain injuries are amongst musicians?
I think they're fairly common. I mean, I know a lot of musicians, and I know quite a few people that have got and had problems. And people do overcome them, though, I think.
Yeah.
I'm only aware of really 2, maybe 3 people that have actually had to give up playing classical guitar.
Right.
Because of, I do know of definitely 2, possibly 3, that really, had to give up, sadly. I don't think I've spoken to anybody that hasn't got some issue. The bass player in my band that I used to play in broke down during a gig, was crying because she just couldn't go on because her left wrist just packed up. But she was fantastic. She was actually beatbox champion of the world or something. She was amazing, but she just couldn't play anymore.
Gosh.
Her left hand just packed up. She was crying. She was on the floor crying.
Oh my goodness.
In this gig, poor girl.
That is awful.
I know. We had to go on without her. Luckily, the keyboard player had a good.
That's lucky it was. Yeah. Did she manage to get over this problem?
She's a celebrity beatboxer now.
Oh right. So she's not playing bass.
She's not really playing bass now. No.
Right. Knowing what you know now, how important do you think it is that teachers understand the workings of the human body and injury causes?
Oh yeah, I think it's pretty important. I mean, I think teachers in conservatoires and Royal Colleges, especially so, with students who are serious about their playing and trying to do this as a career, because injuries like this occur with intensive amounts of arduous physical practice. I think teachers at earlier stages with kids, of course it's important. I mean, those kids are less likely to do a huge amount of practice, as I know. So they're less likely to be the ones injuring. Having said that, I do think your job as a guitar teacher should be to give everybody the foundation and technical setup, that if they want to take it as far as they want, then they should be set up in a way that they could do that. And therefore, I think teaching technique in a very healthy, ergonomic way is super important. And it's your job as a teacher, I think I think teachers should know. I mean, I'm so conscious of it because as a teenager, I was already hurting myself. So I'm always, it's automatic. I'm always like, oh, I do this, don't do that with you, don't do that there, and just relax here. And I'm constantly, to the point where they're probably sick of me, but I'm very consciously aware of it because of my own bad experiences.
Yeah. I think people like you probably make the best teachers because
so.
You know all of a lot of problems.
Yes, and it was a long route back to being able to play, and very, very slow, gentle warm-ups, just just starting over really technically, which, like I say, like teaching beginners was really helpful to sort of reassess everything that one does, which I hadn't thought in my early days. I was just bashing around with a guitar. I didn't think of it, and no one ever mentioned it to me. No one mentioned my technique to me. No. So I wasn't doing everything right, for sure.
Yeah. Based on your time as a student at the Royal College, do you think there's a gap in the education system?
Academy. Yeah.
Based on your time at the Royal Academy, what do you think there's a gap in the education system?
Well, there are for people that get injured. I think there has to be. I mean, I was at the Guildhall as well for a while, and there was an Alexander teacher there, and you would get sent off to the Alexander, not sent off, you could go to the Alexander teacher for help. But normally they would just say, oh, stop playing, it's really bad for you. And I mean, I'm exaggerating, but mine was very scathing about what I was doing. And there was one guitar teacher only that I remember who was helpful to me and aware of what I was doing. That was Riccardo Misnaiola. It was only a couple of masterclass lessons I had with him, and he would just touch my left hand and just do something to make my hand relax, and I think, oh, okay. But there was nobody like that in the music colleges that I went to. Nobody was really in depth helpful about playing related injuries and how to overcome them.
Mm.
As far as I know, the people that have overcome them have done it on their own. So perhaps there is a gap. I don't know. I guess is it the responsibility of those teachers to ensure that you're physically okay? I guess it is up to a point. I mean, they've got to get you through the course, and you've got to play all
They're
this
the people who are in charge of your musical progression. They ought to be making people aware of the dangers, because as a student, as a young student, you're probably thinking that you're impervious to these things, because they're not talked about much.
No, but I think unless you've had injuries like this and been through the process of overcoming them, it's very hard to be empathetic or understanding of anyone who has problems. To be fully aware of it, and to, I mean, I do think students will take time out. I work at the Royal College. Okay, now and again I do examining there, and occasionally they'll say, "Oh, that guy took a year out because he had problems here." And so there are. It's understood that people do need time. But I don't know at the moment now, because it was a long time ago I was at college, so I don't know what's happening now in terms of teaching and their attitude towards people's injuries, and what the help, the support is there to. I don't know what's going on, but it's needed.
But of course, you don't talk about what's happening there now so much.
No, but it wasn't. So I'm not being very articulate here. I just don't remember finding anything very helpful. And you're under tremendous pressure to play the next concerto, the next repertoire piece. You've got to get through the course, and it's about learning arduous repertoire and being able to perform it. Yeah, so people are just, barging, forcing their way through just to get through the. It was only really when I finished at the academy that I began to learn technique from scratch. It was after I finished. I remember for the first year, I think I chose 6 source studies and played them very slowly every day, for about 9 months, just very, very slowly putting my hands back together, because my hands just felt swollen, they felt puffy, I felt like I had no elasticity, I had no flex, I just felt like I couldn't play.
Wow.
But I finished, I can play a bit now.
Oh, good.